Hey guys, here we are on number 6 of the series titled Timeline in the case of Christopher Watts. Before we get started, I won't bore you with another recap right now. I did a pretty lengthy recap in the last video, but I want to say a couple of things. Did y'all see part 2 of number 4 of the series on the timeline? On part 2 of number 4, take a look at the photo on the very first part of it. You see Christopher Watts' wife sitting on a car at a car show. She's literally sitting on the car that's on display. People have pointed that out to me. You can't really tell at first. It looks kind of like some kind of a shiny contraption of some kind. But then when you realize it's at a car show, and then when you see the later photos, it's like, oh my gosh, she's parking it right on the hood of a car at a car show. I think that's an interesting observation. Also, before I get started, this timeline is going to be a little bit different. It's pretty much just taking a look at some of the illness claims. So it won't be a very long video at all. But I also received some comments from someone who I wanted to share these comments with you too before we start. Just a few observations that I think are really interesting. And they're kind of like bullet point, so bear with me. Attending a 3-day rock concert, attending 3-day rock concerts, so evidently there were more than one, after many, many posts of chronic migraines. That's a good point. If you have chronic migraines, probably heading to the 3-day rock concerts isn't top on your list. Here's another one. Using her phone to even make these status, when she's posting on her Facebook profile, using her phone to even make these statuses while claiming chronic migraines. Again, if you know someone who actually has chronic migraines, they don't care about Facebook. Here's another one. Constantly speaking and complaining of it as though she was trying to convince people, and then in parentheses, or herself. I think that's a good point. Attention seeking, trying to convince people. So which was it? Or both? Maybe the attention that she got from claiming illnesses was very important to her. And maybe she was feeling the need to really convince people that she actually did have those illnesses. Here's another one. Doctor hopping and medication changes. At one point, she claimed she was taking 25 medications per day, plus her vitamins. And then another time she claimed that she was taking 27 different drugs per day. And then later she claimed that she stopped all of them all at once. So she claimed that she was on 27 different medications per day plus her vitamins. And later she would claim that she stopped all of them at once. Another one is noticing that she claimed she had a lot of testing done after she claimed she was diagnosed. But there was evidently no mention of any testing prior to being diagnosed. And then this person gave their opinion. It appears to me as if maybe she used being sick as a cover-up and distraction against the accusations against her. Keep in mind, she was accused in January of 2010 of embezzlement, and then she would later claim that in May of 2010 she was diagnosed with 3 serious diseases. And this person explains it's as if she was putting herself out there as being so sick that, of course, how could she have done such a terrible thing as those embezzlement charges? Or I should say embezzlement accusations against her. And then this person also thinks that it was a manipulation to win the heart of Christopher Watts. And in parentheses, this person wrote damsel in distress. Once she realized he was a nice guy who she could manipulate, who waited on her hand and foot and was so submissive, then she maybe decided to con him with saying that she had all of those terrible diseases. Here. September 27, 2010. That's 1 month and a couple of weeks. So it's like 5-6 weeks after she met Christopher Watts. Now, previous to this, I don't think there were posts about her medical conditions, but I could be wrong. And if I am wrong, please correct me, and I'll definitely take the video down and change it to correct it. But September 27, 2010, she says, I have a fun-filled day with 4 doctors and pharmacists. I don't even think people know that many doctors by my age. I just want to interrupt here. I think she's right, of course, with that statement. She continues, I wouldn't complain if they looked like McSteamy or McDreamly. Huh. November 3rd, 2010. This is just under 2 months. No, wait, it's just under 1 month. Okay, I have this wrong. That last one was actually right before she met Christopher Watts because nope. Sorry, guys. I'm totally screwed up here. Okay, she met Christopher Watts on August 10th, 2010. That last one I just read was September 2010, and it was like 5 or 6 weeks after she met Christopher Watts. And then here we are on November 3rd. So this is less than 3 months after meeting Christopher Watts. She posted on Facebook, I would take any pain than my legs and feet. I can't function right with legs swelling and feet hurting me. On my feet 2 hours and I want to chop them off. Doctor was useless today. Try this med and see if it helps. Can take a few weeks though. Are you serious? Any suggestions, loopy friends? And then a couple of weeks later, on November 18, 2010, she writes, just leaving work. I'm hungry and in major pain. Tried doctor today to tell him the new meds he put me on didn't help with the inflammation nor the extreme pain. Guess what? He was off today. He will be in tomorrow. Gotta love it. And then one of her friends said, what kind of work? I thought that was interesting, but yeah, that is interesting because remember, she quit her job. Yeah, just leaving work. She quit her job 3 weeks after she met Christopher Watts, right? So maybe she actually quit her job. Maybe she hung in there a little bit longer than the 3 weeks. Interesting. February 24th, 2011. Okay, let's think of what has taken place here. They met on August 10th of 2010. She quit her job shortly after that. Shortly after that, she walked in a lupus fundraiser. Then in November, she started babysitting for one child, right? And she babysat for that one child until February when the family moved. So here we are, February 24th, 2011. She says, I really shouldn't be hanging out in this waiting area at doctor's office waiting for my echo with an autoimmune disease. I don't know what an echo is. Do you guys know what an echo is? She says, the office is full of sick people. One on my left coughing in my face, one on my right sneezing. The one in front of me doesn't look too swift. Next week, I will be back here for antibiotics. You know what? I bet she was right. I bet you she returned the following week to get some antibiotics. And she says, thanks, Jill. If I'm around anyone that is sick the next day, I'm sick. Interesting. March 9, 2011. FDA approved first drug for lupus in 52 years today. Thank you, FDA, for approving whatever it's called. Her friend said, I thought about you when I heard about that on the news. And she said, thanks, honey. And then she said, maybe it will eliminate at least half of the 25 pills I take a day. June 8th, 2011. This was the month, remember, that she announced that she wanted to be a nurse. I think it was previous to this that she announced that she was opening a daycare center. But June was the month that she told her Facebook friends that she was going to become a nurse. June 8th, 2011, back at my lovely dentist. This should be fun. Who wants to join me? And then she says, dentist and lupus doctor both told me that the lupus is attacking my mouth. Oh, I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Lupus doctor and dentist and lupus doctor both told me that the lupus is attacking my mouth organs, or whatever you want to call it. And it really sucks, if you ask me. Half my mouth has been screwed up in the last 2 years. Prior to that, nothing major. Let me know what I need to do about the other stuff we were working on. Text me. Lupus attacks your mouth organs? What is a mouth organ? Last 2 years, her mouth has been screwed up? But wait a minute. She said she was diagnosed with lupus in May of 2010. And she wrote this on, she wrote this in June of 2011. So that doesn't make any sense. That's like a year off, right? July 3rd, 2011. No one has to come to the yard sale. I would love people to come if you want. I am mostly collecting items to sell. Everything sold, all proceeds will go to the Lupus Foundation. So it's okay if you can't come. if you can donate any old clothes, odds and ends, anything to help us raise money. Cash donations, any donation of any kind will be helpful. Thank you. I think something interesting about this post, if you take a look down toward the bottom, it says, be the first to like this. That caught my eye, let me tell you. It appears nobody liked that post. December 28, 2011, I need a nap. And then one of her friends says, then take one. And she says, I know, I just have so much to do in such a little time. Today, they are cleaning my teeth. I will try to rest soon. December 28, 2011. I know I just have so much to do in such a little time. I am going back to dentist today. They are cleaning my teeth. I remember in 2011, in December, she had quit that job again. She had lost the babysitting job when the family moved away, and then she evidently went back to her old job, and then she claimed there were all sorts of break-ins and accidents and whatever, all on the property, right? And so she quit that job in December, the same month of their engagement party, because this is the year they got engaged. On August 10th of 2011 was the day they got engaged, and her engagement party was in December. The same month she quit that job because she was starting her supposed nursing program the following month, remember? Are you confused yet? I know I am. This information doesn't add up, and it's very frustrating to have somebody making so many claims that just do not make sense.